Hey guys, how's it going? I've been out at the shooting range trying out the Nosler 165 Accubond Long Range at extended distances, specifically 570 yards. Just to see, mainly just to confirm from my previous video, if it was going to hold up and be a viable round for longer distance shooting. Since I received really good results, initial results, loading for it with Hodgson's H4831 shortcut. So what I did was I loaded up 5 rounds, and my grain weights were 58.5, 59, and 59.5. Those are the grain weights that worked well in my initial testing. And I went out to 570 yards and shot 3 rounds, and then I came back to 100 yards and shot a 2-round group at 100 just to see if the groups at 100 are still holding up. In full transparency, the groups weren't as good at 570 yards as I've liked. 15 degrees that evening. I had about a 10-mile-an-hour wind. External conditions may have affected the groups a little bit, but the 100-yard groups are telling that this is still a very viable round with its consistency, and this round definitely deserves to be taken out at the longer distances again under more favorable conditions, and see if we can get a better group. So these are the results that I received from that. Starting out at 58.5 grains, this was at 570 yards. This was a 6.8 inch group, so a little over 1 minute. Standard deviation was 12.4 with an extreme spread of 30 feet per second. Average velocity of 27.11. Okay, now my 100-yard group for the 58.5 grain charge weight, after I had shot the 570 yards, were my 2 impacts here, and that was a 0.19 inch. I'll overlay my original 100-yard group from my previous range session. So even though the 58.5 grain didn't perform as well as I wanted to at the longer distance, it still has a lot of good characteristics for me to continue to shoot at those longer ranges to see if I can improve the group sizing on it, okay? Okay, moving on to 59 grains, represented by this impact, and this impact. That was a 6.8 inch group as well. Velocity on that was 27.71, extreme spread of 78 feet per second, and a standard deviation of 39. Okay, pairing that 100-yard group after I shot that 570-yard group yielded 1 inch. Those 2 shots yielded 1 inch. So very much a larger group than what I had initially shot at 100 yards. And finally, our 59.5 grain group yielded 6.5 inches at 570 yards, velocity of 27.97, extreme spread of 50, and a standard deviation of 27. This guy right here, which is just under ½ inch. So still doing all right there at 100, but still opened up a little bit compared to our last range session at 100 yards. Also, out of transparency, I shot these groups at night because I didn't have a whole lot of time during the day, and my lab radar was set up at and was pointing at 570 yards, and it seemed like it was giving me some wonky numbers, and maybe you guys can maybe tell me if you guys have seen the same results shooting at night or dusk shooting, that your lab radar might throw some weird numbers, because it seems that the extreme spread and standard deviation groups are abnormally high compared to when I initially did the 100-yard test with this group, with this bullet and powder combination. And I did not change any of my reloading techniques. So let me know if you guys have kind of come across the same thing. Okay, so take all that information for what it is. Me personally, I'm going to continue with this bullet powder combination. I do want to go shoot this at that 570 yards again in more favorable conditions, just to see if we can get those groups to shrink down a little bit. And if they don't shrink down, then there's going to have to be a seating depth test to see if we can't get those bullets shooting a little bit better, okay? But I wanted to get this video out because I'm going to be busy for the next couple weeks. I will try my absolute best to get out to the range, weather dependent, and continue to bring in you guys content with the 165 Accubond Long Range. Once again, thank you so much for your views and your support and the comments. If you guys are new to the channel and want to continue following along the saga with 6.8 Western and the 165 Accubond Long Range, go ahead and subscribe and turn that notification bell on so you are alerted when I drop new videos. Once again, have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.